Anyways, so Annabelle Comes Home. Yeah, man, I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. The directing of it, he knows this, like he knows the style of James Wan, you know, and it's like, well, obviously because he works with him.
Michael Chavez is directing.
Yeah, he did The Nun, right? Or no, La Llorona.
He did La Llorona for sure. Keep going.
So, yeah, Annabelle Comes Home was amazing. It was a great follow-up to Annabelle Creation, because I know we both absolutely loved Creation, and this one is just as good as that one. Most of it actually all of it takes place pretty much for the most part, it takes place at the Warrens' house. So we get to see everything in their museum of haunted things. I don't remember what it's called.
Whatever it's called, but which is awesome.
Which is so cool, because like you have this one character, the daughter's friend, who has lost, I think it was her dad, and wants to reconnect. No,
it was her dad. Her dad.
Yeah.
I think it was a car accident. I'm trying to remember why she blamed herself. Anyways, she blamed herself
for it. And she wanted to communicate with her dad to make sure everything's okay, and she misses her dad.
Aside from that part, she would have been the me of the movie, because she's all about like, ooh, I wanted to let this touch on, like,
touches
I would want to stir everything up.
Yeah. So yeah, it was so good. It was just I liked really it a lot. Like her trying to her story of doing that, and like bringing up the spirits again, opening the Annabelle case and unleashing hell into their house, and everything pretty much, because everything in that room was pretty much alive.
Which is crazy. Like, I feel like with every movie that comes out, a part of this world or part of this franchise, all they do is keep opening up new doors and new possibilities to other possible potential movies. We got to spend more time with the Warrens' daughter, which that sounds dirty, but we did. So that's interesting. So we got to see that part of it, and then since they were in their house and the room with all the stuff that they've collected from all their cases and stuff, we got to see a lot of potential new spin-offs that could happen,
This was basically a spin-off brew for the movie.
Yeah.
For the universe, I should say.
But yeah, the movie was great. Again, it's been a couple weeks, so it's not totally fresh in my head anymore. But one thing that I read about later, I don't know if you ever read it, Rick, and you hadn't, so I think I wanted to tell you about it because I just thought it was awesome. But yeah, maybe you did eventually read it, but at the time you hadn't read it yet. But Wolf just said there's a werewolf in it, from what I heard. There is a werewolf in it. And despite what many people probably thought while seeing the movie, it was all practical effects.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me about that.
The werewolf was not CG.
Which was amazing, because it looked good. And even I thought, this is good CG, or good visual effects, and knowing that it's practical. And which is something that they're not afraid to shy away from, too. I mean, Annabelle Creation had a lot of practical effects.
They hang their hat on it. I think the first movie that wasn't all practical, and I could be wrong, but I think I read that it wasn't, was The Nun.
Yeah. That would make a lot of sense, because there was definitely some creepiness to that. And I feel like with horror movies, practical effects are they're what they should do. Because it makes things a lot more creepy. It makes things feel a lot more real. And it scares the shit out of me because of that.
Well, and it's cool because, this is something which is crazy. Because, I mean, again, the werewolf thing is based in reality, though, apparently. Like, there was a case that the Warrens had that
was a werewolf? That
involved, I don't know the whole background to it, but it involved something to do with the werewolf. Maybe somebody thought he was a werewolf. I don't remember. But so there you have that part of it, because for the most part you're going to be like, oh, werewolf, what is, you know what I mean? It's is this going to get hokey? Some people might think that that's hokey, immediately, when you've had these other movies in the franchise that have been very much based in reality.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that there's a werewolf and it's all practical, you know, somebody's actually under it, it makes it, if you're feeling, oh, werewolf,
more scary.
well,
more even better for the actors to play off of rather than a green screen.
Well, that, but it also, like, if you're thinking like, oh, this is so hokey, I think it makes it less hokey right there. Cause it's like, well, shit though, like, this isn't some stupid CG thing that they're putting in here, you know, like, this is based on something that happened in one of their cases. Now, I'll leave it up to you whether or not you believe everything that the Warrens have done, but it is based on something that they experienced. And I just think the fact that the werewolf, again, something that a lot of people might get turned off by, like, oh, what happened? Like, you know, I thought all this stuff. But the werewolf was still a practical effect. And I thought it was great. Because I honestly left that thinking, like, like, okay, so that was probably CG, and then I read that it wasn't.
Gosh, yeah, the movie was incredible. All the all the things we got to see in that basement. One of my, I mean, we're obviously getting into spoilers with this, so if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But that part where she's watching the television, where she's saying something and it does it, or it does, where it predicts what she's saying.
Yeah, it was kind of showing her future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want to know that story.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Because that was pretty damn interesting.
Yeah. I definitely sent you a couple articles right after, which we'd have to scroll through to see, that were kind of breaking down every new sort of like haunted creature.
Yeah, we're basically talking about each thing that's inside of there. But yeah, that television, haunted television, whatever you want to call it, where it basically shows the person's future of what's happening, like the way she's moving it, and it's mirroring everything that she's doing before she does it.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was amazing. I thought that was really cool. What else was in there that...
Just a lot, dude. There's
just so much in that
There was
movie.
one... God, there was... Like, I don't remember. There was another one... Wasn't there something with scissors? Or...
You're talking about the box. Where you're supposed to grab something
There's
inside
the box. There's another one that they touched on quite a bit, where a guy shows up. I don't know. I don't remember.
There's the bride.
Yeah.
That was one of the big thing too. That
Right.
I think I've read somewhere that they're considering that's its own movie too. The Bride in White.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, some people might think that seems a little too close to La Llorona, you know, just because of what she wore, but it's whatever. Yeah, man, the movie was great. I can't wait for The Conjuring 3. Broken Wolf in the chat says that James Wan said that the next movie he's working on, which I don't know if that's necessarily... I know Conjuring 3 is the next thing that's coming out here, so I don't know if that's what is being alluded to. But
I think what he's directing
will be 100% practical effects. Whatever James Wan is directing next.
I mean, if you take a look at his history too of movies or his backstory in movies, like a lot of things besides Aquaman is, you know, practical.
Yeah. And again, I just think it's awesome that we actually have, like, there's the Marvel universe and we actually have our own horror
We have our own horror
I mean,
universe.
we do. Like, it's so cool.
It's weird for me to say that. Because I'm not a fan of horror yet. You brought me into the horror.
I've made you see stuff, so.
Yeah.
But I think that's so cool that they've actually developed this where we have these original movies. I mean, original, like, a lot of it's based off Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff, but still, original stuff.
Do they have, this is a stupid question, but they have books, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, there's a book that they've written.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have more than one. There is one in particular that I think I have on my Amazon wishlist that I just have never bought. Broken Wolf also in the chat says there's a rumor, I couldn't speak for a second, there's a rumor that the next spin-off movie will be based on that werewolf demon possession. Yeah, I don't remember if I've heard that, but that could very well be true. I might have seen something like that. I haven't been...
the thing I saw was the Bride one.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I haven't looked into that stuff.
But it wouldn't surprise me about the werewolf one too, because like that was definitely a hit in the movie too.
I still feel like they could do so much more with The Nun. Like, just because you and I both left The Nun liking it, but it wasn't exactly what I expected.
It wasn't well received by most people.
It wasn't what I was expecting, and like I still think that's such a creepy character. But they have so many other things they could touch on, and the nun seems like it's a character that could just pop up at any point too. It doesn't necessarily have to have.
I thought it was going to pop up in this one.
Yeah, I wondered too.
Yeah. That's the beauty of the franchise. If they can go in any direction with it.
That's the beauty of this franchise is they can go in
can
any direction
do
with
it.
it. Again, Broken Wolf in the chat. Gotta make sure people know because some people aren't
Or
here
listening
live and they're listening.
on
So yeah.
Podcasts.
Anyways, we liked Annabelle Comes Home. Definitely check it out.